video. And for this one, I'd like to share with you my thoughts and my POV on the ongoing exchange of statements between President Rodrigo Duterte and Vice President Leni Robredo. So, do sa mga kababayan natin dyan sa Pilipinas, you would have heard of this story kung saan nagpalitan nga ng mga maanghang na salita ang presidente, si Pangulong Duterte, at ang Vice President, Leni Robredo, tungkol sa kumakalat na hashtag Nasaan ang Pangulo trending topic. Especially during the time where our Philippines and certain areas in the Philippines are facing a lot of problems as a result of the typhoon Ulysses. And obviously, I think this is gonna be an ongoing battle, and this is not the end of it. I think up until 2022, this Duterte versus Robredo feud will continue, and unfortunately ang higit na maapektuhan sa paglalaban na ito ay yung taong bayan, the people. The president and the vice president should be working together, and it's not gonna happen in the Philippines unless we actually adapt the same system as what the United States, for example, has. They have the president, they vote for the president, and the president prior to the election will choose who he or she will think will be the perfect vice president. Therefore, right from the election moment, there's already an alignment when it comes to the way they want to lead the country going forward. The projects, the programs that they'll be doing, mas aligned. Kumbaga walang clash. Kung meron man konting disagreement, madaling mapag-uusapan because they came from the same party, they do share the same goals, pareho yung direksyon na gusto nilang tahakin for the country. Unlike in the Philippines, more often than not, hindi na nanalo yung magkapartido na presidente at vice-presidente, which means laging mayroong clash dun sa top two highest positions ng bansa. And this leads to just more controversies, more conflicts, and imbes na makapag-move forward when it comes to the important projects, lalo na kung may kinalaman sa education, economy, industrialization, natural resources, health, for example, mas nagkakaroon pa ng maraming panahon para magdebate, para magtalo yung dalawang partido. And I think again, they're doing this at the expense of the public, of the people, na dapat mas mapabilis yung mga action na gagawin nila as the leaders of the country. But yung hashtag Nasaan ang Pangulo, I also saw it when I was browsing on Twitter, and it's funny because I'm not a Duterte supporter, but I think it's a little bit unfair to spread this hashtag Nasaan ang Pangulo dahil hindi naman kailangan laging nandyan ang Pangulo physically para masabing may ginagawa siya when it comes to situations like this. Hindi natin kailangan makita na sumusuong sa bagyo or nakikipag-rescue or lumalangoy sa baha yung Pangulo para masabi nating may ginagawa yung Pangulo. Hindi rin naman siguro tama na i-insist natin na lumabas ang Pangulo considering that he was already given a lot of precautions when it comes to his health condition. And I think he made that very clear that due to the current pandemic na meron din sa Pilipinas, he is a high-risk patient, and hindi makakabuti sa kanyang kalusugan if he goes out these places, extends help to the people personally, kung saan yung things like social distancing and personal hygiene are not necessarily observed. So, very valid point from the president's side kung bakit hindi natin siya nakikita physically being involved in those areas that were deeply affected by the typhoon. So I don't think it's fair for us for the people to judge the capabilities of President Duterte based on the fact that he's not seen being physically there. And I'm pretty sure as the president, and knowing Duterte based on his previous work and previous projects, he's very hands-on. It just so happened that this particular situation wouldn't really allow him to be physically there, and therefore he really needs to be off the scene. Which on the other hand, see Vice President Leni Robredo, she is very capable and physically able to be there and to be with the people. And I think this is one of the examples on how the president and the vice president could have worked together. If the president is not able to go out, mingle with the people, reach out and lend a helping hand to the people physically, then this is the moment that the vice president can step in and take responsibility, which Leni Robredo did. I think medyo nababahiran nga lang ng politika because obviously 2022 elections is coming up, and therefore alam naman natin lahat na Leni Robredo will probably be the presidential candidate of the Liberal Party, and therefore maaga pa lang kumbaga parang nangangampanya na nga yung dating ng pagtulong ni Leni Robredo. So again, I'm not defending the president. All I'm saying is there is a big health risk kung bakit hindi siya able na makalabas at makatulong at makasama yung mga taong nasa mga evacuation centers, for example. Having said that, I don't think it gives Duterte the license, though, to undermine the efforts of Leni Robredo. And if Leni Robredo's office are out there lending their help and giving support and showing sympathy to these people, they're doing fundraising activities, they're using the government fund to help these people, nagre-repack sila ng mga goods, ng mga relief goods, pumupunta talaga sila sa different barangays, different cities, evacuation centers. They're really extending their help to these people. I don't think it's fair for the president to undermine those things. Hindi maganda na sa Pangulo pa mismo nang gagaling yung pamumulitika. Instead of encouraging the other politicians, instead of encouraging the other public servants to step up their game and extend help where to those people who really needs it, parang ang lumalabas tinitira pa ni Pangulong Duterte si Vice President Leni Robredo when it comes to her actions. And granted, she's doing this for publicity, and granted, she's doing this as part of her pre-election campaign for 2022 presidential election. At the end of the day, ang mahalaga is may natulungan. At the end of the day, ang mahalaga is nandoon siya nung mga panahong may nangangailangan. And I think whether there's a hidden agenda behind it, I think at this point in time, we should set those things aside and focus on helping those people who are in desperate need. And I think yun dapat ang maging priorities ng mga leaders ng bansa. And of course, Vice President Robredo reacted on Duterte's claim that everything was obviously orchestrated by Robredo's office to make her look good and to give her a better position when it comes to the 2022 election conversations. And obviously she wasn't very happy about it, and she called his remarks, I think, misogynistic, something along those lines. And I think it's an example of how divided the country is. And don't expect the people to unite if the leaders of the country are not as one, are not acting and working as one. And I think the sense of the word unity should start from the leaders themselves. And I think that's one thing that President Duterte and Vice President Robredo should be upholding, and they should be leading the way in terms of uniting these people. We don't want to be like America. We saw in the recent U.S. elections how divided United States is, and it's going to be a huge task for President-elect Biden to unite the country. And I think we were seeing the same trend in the Philippines, hating-hate ang mga tao. There are the Duterte supporters, the DDS. Then there's the Leni supporters. But also marami ring ibang politicians na nag-aaspire maging Pangulo. And of course, they do have their own set of supporters. And I think, especially in this time of crisis, this is an opportunity for everyone to be as one. And the people who should be starting and who should be leading that are the presidents and the vice president of the country. So my take on this is whether you are supporting Duterte or you are supporting Robredo in this case, I think it is important to look at the issue with a wider perspective and analyze and understand why is the president missing during those critical times. Is he actually missing? Is he actually not doing anything? Or is he, just like what he said, restricted in terms of what he can do o kung ano yung pwede niyang gawin? And then in the case of Vice President Robredo, why is she showing all of these helping and packing of goods in the media? Why are there photos going out? I mean, in-invite ba niya yung mga photographers para kunan siya habang nagpapak ng goods? O talagang interesado lang? There is an interest from the media para maipakita na yung mga leaders ng bansa actually may ginagawa. So, hindi natin alam yung full story, and I think that's gonna be an ongoing thing when it comes to the impact of social media pagdating sa mga issues kagaya nito. We tend to believe what we read, and we tend to go with what most people would say. Nag-trending ang hashtag Nasaan ang Pangulo, we then all believe that wala kang ginagawa ang Pangulo. Nag-trending yung mga photos with Leni Robredo posing next to her packed goods, and of course the anti-Robredo group would claim that she's preparing for the next election. So I think we need to do our own judgment of things, and before we jump in and make our opinions, let us try to understand what's happening. And for the leaders of the country and for the future leaders of the country, I think whether you belong to different parties or you have different political beliefs, what's more important is putting the people at the center of everything that you do. I think you need to give back to the people who have elected you and put you in that position. And I think that's the most important thing. That's that thing. When you try to unite a nation that's very much divided, just like the Philippines, you need to go back to the core of why are you there? Why are you serving the public? Why are you running for a political office, for example? You need to go back to that core, and from there you'll hopefully the leaders will realize na ang pagsiservisyo sa mga tao ay hindi basta-bastang gawain, you have to commit yourself. And most importantly, you really have to forget and set aside any conflicts, complications, any sense of competition between your contemporaries. Kailangan unahin ang tao, unahin yung kapakanan ng mga mamamayan, and at the same time, this is a chance for us to really unite as one and as one country, as one nation. So there you have it. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. If you have any thoughts and opinions and POV around the current Duterte versus Robredo political feud and exchange of stories, please add that on the comment section below. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well so you can get all the latest updates. Maraming salamat. Bye!